The Bounty Hunters. All right, eyes open. See if there's a way out of this pit. We've played nice, we've played friendly. Now we play our way. Pukey orders and they all turn. The dimensions are what they expected now, similar to the stone and plant-based versions of before, but the mist and fog was replaced with a strangely hearty smelling smoke, a side effect of having high toxin resistance. The place doesn't smell like arson as so much as a campfire. Fuck, should have brought some marshmallows. Mustard notes with a grin in his tone. With the way things have been going, they would have been coated in the floor blood by now. Bike notes as his eyebrows creep up at the information his thermal scanner is giving him. Ah, fair enough. Floor blood is never as good as freshly spilled, Mustard says, and gets a few exasperated glares in response. Movement! Tang warns them all and everyone by J3, who's watching the other direction, turns to see something shifting around through the smoke. Fuck's sake, Pukey grunts. You there! Reveal yourself or be fired upon. This is a military operation and you are right in our sights. The thing ignores them entirely and stays in the smoke. The hat, expose it. Use axiom. Another from this side, J3 says before the hat can move and Pukey glances his way. In the distance is some shuffling thing. Clearing smoke, the hat says and slowly moves while gathering axiom, giving Pukey plenty of time to alter his orders or rescind them. Then his hands slam together and a shockwave erupts and the smoke is blasted back to reveal a thing. A burnt-out husk of a person that suddenly screams and charges. It's promptly shot in the head by Tang. Target neutralized, Tang says as it collapses bonelessly. A second later, J3 shoots the creature that he was watching as it begins its own charge. Hostile down, J3 remarks. We have more movement. Tang remarks in a tone of forced boredom. No one's fooled and everyone can tell he's happy to finally be shooting something after all the fuckery that's been going on. Multiple unknowns on approach, J3 replies. Set up fire lines. Heavy weapons do your thing. Snipers, find and eliminate high-priority targets. Safety is our #1 concern, then information. Understood? Yes, sir. Mr. T and the Hat state as they take opposite positions with the teams behind most of them. They brace themselves and then start sending a rain of bullets into the approaching hordes. The things let out gurgling bellows as they're cut down, but quickly break and scatter. Hold fire! Conserve ammunition! Killing shots only! Pukey orders after a short while, and only 3 more shots ring out to down the last few approaching creatures. On me! Time to see what we've been killing. They follow Pukey to the nearest creature and form a protective detail around him. Tang and J3 on opposite sides so their trained eyes can spot anything suspicious with the hat and Mr. T respectively near them in order to provide sheer volume to go with their precision. Vaguely humanoid, heavily distorted and extreme burn damage. If these things ever even had skin, it's long gone now, and from basic body structure it would have been heavily hunchbacked and deformed at least. Hold on, Bike says, bringing a scanner close. It's the same pattern. It's all molded off of your puppet, same degeneration, same basic genetic profile. Bah, that thing is becoming more and more of a mistake the longer we look into this place. Pukey mutters as he stares into his own face. If he had been punched by a heavyweight boxer while still in the womb and survived, where's the eye? It should have shown up by now, but I haven't seen it. Itchy mutters and there's some nodding. You're right, it's been absent. Think the boss gave it a scare? Airfarce asks. A heart attack, Dong says impudently, and there's some chuckles. All right. Getting off the most literal interpretations of my actions imaginable, we're looking for more holes and ways around. Back to the buildings. Pukey orders and they start to move. The building is completely barren. The closet where the organs are put together is empty. There is no strange construction room and no wall, floor, or patch of ceiling has any hole in it. The building across is even smaller internally than the main one they've been toying around in. 2 rooms, nothing more, no closet, nothing odd, and just ashes and ashes and ashes. No holes there either. They shift and start heading towards the smoke and begin checking each building they come across. Shooting whatever staggering, burnt thing comes after them, form out of the smoke and quickly grow into a pattern in the ash-choked area. It takes 10 houses before they find something interesting. A clean, cool room. The air is filtered, air-conditioned, and there's a barrier over the door that leaves behind the smell of smoke and all the ashes sticking to the men. The room has no furnishing or anything odd about it at first glance, but there has to be something. It wouldn't be climate-controlled and filtered if it wasn't important in some way. The room is searched, and there is no hole, hidden passage, hidden terminal, or switch, lever, or any sort of button or device to set things off. They spend a half hour just searching the one room in as many ways as they can think of before being left puzzled inside the middle. "Vasudsmart," Pukey suddenly says, and even as everyone looks at him, the room begins to expand. He smiles as he sees the slowly drifting away walls reveal more floor that floats up. All of it furnished like a laboratory and office for someone the size of a Kobe. All of it in sterile white and brightly lit. Jackpot. Needing no prompting whatsoever, Bike borderline sprints to the nearest computer monitor and quickly taps at the desk. Part of it flips over to reveal a touchpad, and he kneels down to start accessing things. No passwords are asked for, no security programs ding up. He's in. "Endlich," Bike mutters as he sets down his bundle and sets it up to start downloading from the computer. Information back to the chainbreaker. And Dauntless is important. But we also need information. I want everything on this station and whatever the hell has been put up here. "All right, give me a moment," Bike says as he manages to get his implant to sync up to the computer, and he simply tilts back the screen as he stands up fully. He no longer needs a keyboard or mouse to navigate. He stands at ease as the data flashes by and then stops. Here we are. The Young God Initiative. Pukey reads out loud, standing beside Bike. "Well, that's not fucking ominous at all, no sir." "So she was trying to make a god," Airfarce demands. "Maybe," Bike asks. It states that Subject Prime was fully harvested to create the young god and 01 was set to nurture it with 02 set to support and maintain them both. "Subject Prime?" the Hat asks. "Belay that inquiry. Keep going on the Young God Initiative. That's what we're dealing with now. As it said, Subject Prime was killed in order to make this thing." "Harvested," the word was harvested, which doesn't necessarily mean dead, Bike says as he starts reading more clearly. "Here we go. Summation of intent. Bitch really likes the longer words. Young God Initiative Attempt Number 1. The failures of the Titan Project and the Mini Project have caused an expansion of my efforts to find perfection. I am as perfection, and my every action will be as benevolence, and to the greater advancement of the galaxy at large. I turn my sights to the conundrum of the Gravia and their place in the galaxy. Artificial yet somehow a primal part of existence, they are extremely limited in scope, yet the sheer possibility their existence portrays is beyond compare. An axiom-based life force would be as to modern society as the gods worshipped by primitive races are to them, perfect, pure, and incomparable. Bike reads out systematically. "Can you say power trip?" the Hat asks. "Power trip. Now where was I?" Bike asks. "Here we go. Expansion of the mind and utter shifting of perspective and understanding would be far more extreme than the mental upload process required for synthetic ascension with a high likelihood for total mental collapse. A blank slate with a powerful mind is required. Prime. Now Subject Prime will be perfect for this after her next rejuvenation process. All right, Time to see who Prime is. Pukey notes and Bike starts flashing through more files. It's just barely slow enough for Pukey to read the occasional file name and heading, maybe 1 in 3. He's not used to all the hacker nonsense the way Bike is. Not much mention of her beyond medical reports. Bike notes as he brings up the relevant files. Subject Prime has successfully been rejuvenated to a useful state for the Young God Initiative. She is irreplaceable, and therefore all measures are to be taken to ensure her safety. 01 to 012 will be produced as support personnel, so that even under the possibility of catastrophic failure of the remnants of the Titan project and the Mini project, Subject Prime will remain untouched and unharmed. 03 to 012 will be kept ignorant about their full purpose for the sake of focus and direction. So, Subject Prime predates all of this, but who are they? Pukey asks. Still digging, boss. Bike remarks, and he brings up several other files of Subject Prime, medical scans, general observations, and others. It's another Kobe, a fully developed one with the same genetic profile as Iva Grace, likely one of her earliest clones and one made slowly and carefully, and therefore without any of the flaws and issues of the later, far more slapdash variants. Here we go, Bike says as he crouches down again to read the screen more clearly. This file was part of a group that was deleted, but this one is a backup recovery. System must have gone through an automatic reboot through the deletion process. Pukey crouches down next to Bike and starts reading. Prime was careless. Her silly presumptions and limiting upbringing has held her back from scientific advancement. I have no such limitations and will remove them from her. Her contacts, resources, and knowledge are mine to use, and her dream is mine to chase. She will get there faster than ever imagined because I am not held down. I do this for you, dear Prime, your faithful child, 0. Subject Prime is Eva Grace, the original Iva Grace, Bike says as he and Pukey stand up to process the information. So she trusted her clone to finish the experiments? Mr. T asks. No. It sounds more like she was outright usurped, the Hat says grimly. Rejuvenation was mentioned. I'll bet little Miss Grace has been reduced to an infant and while still having her brilliant mind has no idea what's going on. Then what the hell is going on here? Nightmares? Mustard asks. Couple that with a complete sociopath for a clone having control over you, and suddenly a lot of this is falling into place. Iva Grace wanted to see how far things could be pushed with an expansive knowledge of cloning, and she made her clone too ambitious and too smart. Thankfully, 0 seemed loyal as well, so she didn't just dispose of her and instead used her to try and make her wildest dream come true. Pukey reasons. Okay, so Frankenstein's monster came back and used the idiot doctor for parts in making his own son. What the hell do we do about it? Airfarce demands. We get our information straight, that's what. We need to get to and see what shape Prime 1 and 2 are in before we make any further decisions. If they're all fit to travel, we disconnect them from this axiom construct and set it to collapse once we're at a safe distance. And if they're not, Airfarce probes, we make them able to travel even if we have to wrap them in duct tape to do it. Bike. How's the data transfer going? Give me 1 more minute and the chain breaker will have everything this computer does down to the operating system. Bike replies. So why do you think it's so fascinated with the puppet that Puke sent? Dong asks, and J3 shrugs. My money is on the mobility. Whether she remembers being Eva Grace or not, Prime has been stuck on this station for a while. The idea of leaving it, even if only through a puppet, that's probably exactly what she wants right now, J3 says. And she hasn't spoken to us because that rejuvenation coma wiped her memories. Dong notes. Maybe we'll need to get to where Prime 1 and 2 are in order to see for ourselves. Data files are one thing, but actually confirming it is another. Pukey takes control of the conversation. Bike, do we have anything about navigating this place? Somewhat. This is a central research room as far as I can tell. It can access the entire station, but I'm not sure how. Make figuring it out a priority. Without Prime playing ball anymore, we need a way to make our own passages. Pukey orders. Already on it, Bike replies.